Welcome to Grow Overload. I'm Anthony, and here we get to talk about Doe, which used to be Eve, and their monitors again. Kind of wanted to give an update of some things I've been able to find out and some articles that have been written. And if you are still having problems with them, hopefully this will start giving you another avenue to contact them. Unfortunately, I have reached out to Doe. They decided to not respond to me, and that gives me little hope that they've actually turned a corner. And I want to start there because not only am I, trying to report on, I'm trying to make sure that the public is informed on what Doe is doing. This is a problem, I think, especially because, I've reached out in multiple avenues to the press line and support, no contact back, and I do own one of their monitors. So I am very concerned that if I were to have a warranty claim, I'd never actually be able to get any support help. Very disappointed. In fact, you've seen it and I have watched it, and that they have deleted support items on their forms or their community areas as well. I mean, I was watching one and all of a sudden it's gone. So this is quite concerning. If you are considering a Doe monitor, um, you might want to go through another retailer. I pre-ordering it is not, something. I pre-ordered mine. I am a big supporter of, startup companies. I've put a lot of money into products that sometimes never show up, but or sometimes products do show up and they show up late. That's fine because I understand I'm kind of, crowdfunding it in the beginning, but this is a sort of thing where on those products I did get, there was support afterwards, and I'm a little concerned that that doesn't exist anymore, and that's very disappointing here. And just a couple weeks ago, I had another user or another purchaser of a Spectrum monitor from Doe contact me and said, I still haven't got a refund yet. So hopefully that this can, get them their money back, because all those people, Doe's kind of trying to put a good spin on this, trying to, they're saying get out of their negative reputation. I feel like that they're just burying themselves more with this. And even I want to also point out there, they changed up their website. They no longer have their firmware downloads easily accessible. And this is kind of disappointing. When you redo your website, that's something that you should have up and running quite, readily available after they've done that. And it has been a long time. What is it, 2 months since this change has happened? I believe that they have something on the Reddit post right now. Their community side is no longer that. That's all to Reddit, and that's where you go for help or for their, kind of community post and everything like that. And so you have to go through there if you want anything. So they're kind of changing things. It's very disappointing to see. I gave this monitor a very good review, the 4K 144 hertz, which now they call the Spectrum One, was a very good monitor. And with what commenters have told me and other people reaching out, and then me trying to reach out and figure this all out, it's been very disappointing. So I want to start there before we jump into everything that I have, and hopefully this kind of, gives you enough information so you can decide if you really want to make this purchase. They're now starting to do, third-party sales through, I know B&H had them, and they're, I saw an email today, we're selling so many of these monitors so fast, new retail stock incoming. I might actually reach out to B&H and ask if they're aware of all this stuff as well. That's another level of things now. Um, this I'm interested to see everyone that supports this, right? They're trying to get out there and everything else, but and change their perception. But each time, I think that they're just burying their hole more. It's unfortunate. I really, really wanted to have another monitor company that was doing really high-end specs competing, but we might be out of luck there, unfortunately. But let's take a look at this. First, let's go over to here, and the Verge and had their tell every PC gamer Doe, formerly Eve, is ready to issue refunds. only a couple years after people didn't receive their monitors. They went through and they had to, Doe says that the Doe wants to fix its bad reputation by not responding to anybody that actually reaches out and tries to actually help them. They want to make sure that do this. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. That was me reaching out to decide not to get back to. I'm sure that you guys have all been in the same boat as well. So they said that you can get a So according to this, the company now claims that if you fill out the customer issue resolution form, you can get your refund or other kinds of help fast. Doe tells The Verge that it's already issued 2,500 refunds without the form and only 2% outstanding. That is now taking care of customers as quickly as within a few hours after they ask. So highly recommend you go and check out this customer resolution form. I know they should really be advertising this on their Reddit page and putting it out there every single time, but you have to go through articles for that. Doe doesn't think that customer support and making sure that customers are taken care of is their foremost action. My words there. And I do want to thank the people that have came to me and said I didn't receive my refund back. I haven't received the monitor. Keeping me posted on that. Another one in the community that you've probably heard of is Kirk. He did a good job of pointing out some more articles. I've reached out a lot to Eve, and Kirk was just he only reached out to me after my last video. So that was a whole, more information I got. It's disappointing. I want to have the consumers have the best experience, and that's what I really want, because if I get a good experience, right, that's fine. That's one experience. But if multiple other people are having bad experience, that has to be taken a look at. You can't just treat your early adopters good and then miss on everything else, or vice versa. It needs to be a constant improvement of customer service each time, I feel like. Otherwise, why did you get into business if you're going to treat your customers so poorly? Now, they do the promise, if you contact Doe and do not get rapid satisfaction of your Doe Spectrum or V tablet experience, I want to hear about it. So do reach out to The Verge. Feel free to reach out to me. There's also, stealth optional, which we'll get into there. I will post that article as well in the link below. And they did say stealth optional deserves credit for getting Doe to start talking about the widespread refunds. Here's the e-fills, here's mine. They did have that. Check that out. I like them to talk to me about it. I guess not, but this is going to be put out there like everyone else. If they didn't contact me, are they going to also then honor your service or whatever else? And we will get into that. But they continue to go through. We'll be glad to get our negative brand perception out of the way. Not going to happen, though. I'm sorry, you're just not doing enough to do that. This should be posted everywhere on your Doe community page, where you have this, it should be posted up here. If you haven't got a refund yet, click here. These are things that on their Reddit page, these are things that you could easily have done and are not doing. Very disappointing. So, they said that now they're in a better situation, like the care of our remaining reputation issues. Your reputation issues are also making sure that people are able to get support to you, Doe. This is very disappointing. Now, here we go. If Doe is telling the truth, it's in a different place than it was a couple years ago. Then Dell tells The Verge it shipped over 10,000 monitors and now can keep them in stock, putting a company in a position where it constantly works toward providing and pending all refunds. Now, but when pressed on whether a company had money to hand for those refunds, whether some customers would wait longer than others, they admitted they can't issue all of them, cannot all be issued immediately, and it would be much harder to help customers who purchase the company's Eve tablets. So the offer, which includes Eve and Doe customers who purchase a Spectrum monitor, as we mentioned in the past, the Fortress Tech is a separate entity, so we do not receive any of the money used to place the orders. that were not fulfilled. This is kind of crazy of how many companies that they had with all this stuff. So I guess I was very lucky to have this. Now, hopefully they're starting to iron this out, but it's disappointing, right? If you're going to buy one of these, if you're going to pre-order it, do so with caution. I don't know what is going to be enough protection for you to get your money back from them. Let's say that they are using, money that they're getting from the new monitor pre-sales to help sell help pay back customers that, are needing those refunds. What does that leave for the next generation of monitors? There's questions there. I really, really like the idea that you have a crowdsourced monitor of what is capable of what the community wants. But if that's going to come with a huge negativeness of, the support side, the not shipping side, no refund side, is it worth it? And a lot of these other monitor companies are coming out with a monitor before when Eve, because of or Doe's delays and everything else. So, they talked about the Fortress Tech, about how their hands are legally tied as per requirement set by our investors. We need to adhere to certain financial governance framework. This means since Fortress companies did not buy from us, we are required to refund our customers even though before any goodwill actions can affect the Fortress customers. If you're Fortress customers, I would fill out the form and email Lewis and myself. Anyhow, I can't see a way for Dove to salvage its trip by ignoring these earliest supporters. I agree. I do agree about that. So, so for what it's worth, Dove claims that it's exactly doing what it says, and there's only 170 customers left to refund from the Fortress Tech debacle, and 2% of the monitor refunds outstanding, and that's all of them that should be made whole very soon. So we are still responsible for all Dove and Eve customers. Oh, wait here. I'm scrolling all over the place. And we'll make things right who hasn't been made whole yet, which should be very soon, as you can tell by the number we've provided. Again, if you don't get your refund very soon, tell me and Lewis. I'm at Sean at theverge.com, and he's at lewis.white at glyphinfinity.net. And I will add this. Feel free to contact me. My business email is on my YouTube channel. Go take a look at it. Send me an email. I'm more than willing to create another video. So now here's what I really wanted to get into. These questions that they were able to ask as well. So how does Doe explain my buggy monitor? Doe claims that they've surveyed 12,000 customers and have gotten 126 people to respond to firmware issues that are affecting or using their monitors especially. That's a lot of qualifiers. So here's the problem with that, Doe. I've specifically told my problems to you, and they are still not fixed. So how many times do you want me to fill this out? I know people personally that have not filled out the survey, or if they did, they would probably said it was working, but they didn't. They have workarounds of the bugs in your monitor, right? So what does that mean, right? It's still buggy. There's still bugs in it. Are you fixing those? 126 people responding doesn't say too much. Did people stop, using your monitor? Heck, is the monitor broken because support decided not to take care of them? I've read that too lately, is that we never got it repaired underneath the warranty, stuff like that. So what happened to those who bought the QHD 144 hertz monitor that Doe never seen started to develop? With initial delays and competitors arriving to the market, all orders were canceled. So we have no customers at this moment. Any customers should have a refund. I can't remember where I read it, but I thought, oh yeah, here. Well, I can't remember where I read it. It's right here in front of me. Why are we filling out the form? Doesn't Doe have my info already? We have all the data in our system to issue refunds based on that, but the form serves as a safety measure to ensure we don't miss anyone. We've made changes to our internal system to throughout the company's lifetime, and in some cases, some orders aren't moved over correctly, meaning that we don't notice the status until the customer reaches out and we manually look up their information. You have all the data, but you aren't willing to invest the effort to make sure that everyone has been made whole where it matters. That's how I read that. I do. How does this make sense? You have an option, you have all the data, but we're not going to take a look at the data to see. We'd rather just keep the customer's money until they reach out to us and say, hey, I never received my product, and I'd like a refund. That sounds like a first notch company right there, Doe. What if I want a different monitor instead? In most cases, yes, we offer an option to change their order to a model that's currently shipping. If the price of the model is switched to lower, we refund the difference. If it's higher, which is rare, we ask them to pay the difference. I'd say since if they've waited already, let's say 6 months, 2 years, you just, if it's more expensive, you just give them the monitor at this point. Sounds reasonable. Any other reasons why I might not pre-order one of Doe's promised LEDs? Even if we take all of those statements at face value and assume the outstanding refunds will be soon made to the rightful owners, one thing is for sure, this company has a terrible track record of shipping products on time. Agreed. Let's take a look. Let's see, this is Doe Retail. So these are where they're currently located at. Let's go to monitors. The Spectrum Black, which is the new ones I said as well. They had Spectrum Black 27-inch and 32. Let's see, the 27-inch is let's really pre-order. I thought why is the 27-inch? I got the email saying it was going to be here in July. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I could have swore that's what it said. Let me just take a quick gander here. I mean, yeah, this is just crazy. What they're doing here. I thought this was, going to be already out, and they were going to have this monitor already working, but let's see. I can't put my finger on this. I thought there was a Spectrum. It's been a while since this is a Spectrum Black. (27-inch). Trying to look through emails here because I thought that this is where it was. If you're interested in get the best price, Spectrum 27-inch. They're still evaluating stuff. Maybe it was September. It's been a while. I've read it someplace, but in any case, this is they're still for pre-order here, and yeah, it's up to you what you want. But where was I here? So yeah, this is that, and that's off the Eve article. Remember to go check out this customer resolution form. I will post the Verge article in the comments below. And let's take a look here at the Stealth Optional, which is another great article. Damian Mason and Lewis White did a great job, I have to say. Bravo to you guys over there. And they were going through, kind of going over the same stuff, right? And they did go through the EV subreddit moderator Kirk Miller did a great job reaching out to me. Thanks for bringing all this to my attention, Kirk. I do appreciate it, and just so I can do more research into this, because this is something I feel like if you're looking to buy monitors, we're all looking for that one, perfect monitor to get stuff done, and stuff like this is very disappointing when it does not roll out to the way we anticipate, with delays, or even with, not getting your money back. Your money's important, right? You decided to spend it on a monitor so you can enjoy the monitor, let's say for gaming or for, entertainment, whether it be videos or whatever else, or even to get work done. And if you are spending money on it and you don't get the product, that is extremely disappointing, and it can be a huge negative on what you're trying to get done and everything else. So, you know, they go through the spectrum monitors of what they are. They go through the refunds here, just like on the Verge. They have to fill out this form and just to help speed up the process. Remember, Doe Community, which is no longer the brand no longer moderates. It's basically locked, so you have to go to Reddit for that. As well as, you know, this, they talked about the censorship of, you know, you know, them going through, and you know, team privately reaches out for them to help, except for when they, you know, decide not to respond to a support thing, which I've done, right? I've contacted them through support many different times. In fact, twice now, I have not got any response back from them. Say what you want, maybe you have a better experience, but it's disappointing, right? Why do I want to buy a product if I'm not going to get support, right? Um, it's very disappointing. And, you know, this is what they said: we do not allow most support posts on our community, as community users have no way to assist with order issues, and there's a high risk that customers may share personal information when looking for help on these topics. The appropriate way to get support is through our website to the contact form. Certain topics where we're hearing from others' experiences can be and are helpful, are always allowed in our community. Oh, I get the order issues, but appropriate way to get support is through the website. Should we take a look at their website real quick? Oh yeah, let's go to Doe here. Let's see this. Let's go here. This is their site. We develop kick products all together, trying to keep this family friendly. Here, the makers of one of the best gaming monitors around. Spectrum One. I'm just looking here, as so you are, and just see. Hey, here we are. Oh, where is this? You had a problem with your order. Please click here for a refund. I didn't. Did you see that? Oh no, I didn't see that either. Oh, let's go to the news here. Spectrum Black housing's made. Motherboard Black. Here's the introduction of the timeline. Inside the news, this would be a good area also for your. Hey, you didn't get your product. Let's go through and make sure that you have support. Oh, that's not there either. Let's go here. Oh, I don't see that here either. Community. This takes you there, which let's go back. Let's close that. So that just takes you. Oh, here. Let's click on community again. New to our community. Let's start here with adjusting brightness. So let's just see. This is a pinned one. In-depth Spectrum Black milestones, crowd firmware updates. You can find them here. You know, not on our site. Interactive development timeline. Where is, if you need to be made whole from your order because you never received it and you need a refund. That's not here either. I'm sorry, I'm striking out here. I really wish, you know, this was just easier to do. Oh, contact us. Here you go. Don't worry, we'll never get back to you either. Other products. Here's the other products and buy and retail. Oh, and you notice there's no downloads. Yes, I get it. I'm being a little um, annoying there, but I'm trying to make a point here, Doe. I mean, if Doe's gonna watch this, I hope they do. I hope they understand how this is. You know, and this article goes on. You know, I've been waiting for my refund 3 months. You know, I keep getting this. I got this a couple weeks ago. I still haven't gotten my refund yet, Doe. So what is it? You know, Doe's looking to the future. Yep, our customers and internet observers following the development have completely different interpretation of delays, right? They're talking about delays of, you know, what it is. You know, if you check our crowd development history of Spectrum One examples, you can see the very clear situations where real customers that ordered pre-order Spectrum One wanted new features like HDMI 2.1, even if that meant waiting for a few months. The same applies to majority of customers wanting to receive products without unpleasant glitches or bugs. I think reviews from customers and media alike prove that the product was ready when shipped. So, even with the new Spectrum Black 32-inch, if we see the product still has some bugs, the majority of customers would want to add a new feature, potentially affecting it the timeline to do so. I mean, just take a look at this. I will post this article. They did a good job. I want to recognize that. You had a couple other things too. I'll let you read this. Updating RTings vote manipulation. Right? What was Eve doing here? Is this still a practice today inside? Is this still the inside dough culture, where they were even doing paid accounts created by someone at Eve on the Eve spectrum? Um, I think that telling all your friends to say go and upvote something is a fine thing, right? And going through, but as Artang says in here, if we see that something is afoot, they reserve the right to we reserve the right to reject products if we suspect that vote manipulation has occurred. I don't have an RTings account. I don't have, so I never as much as I like to vote on there, I don't have an account yet. I don't pay for it. Maybe that's something I can change at some point, but they do good work over there. And them watching this is vote manipulation. Now, they didn't decide to test it because of this. It's a shame, but why would you? I get that you want your product out there, but allow your community to do it. You don't have to go and force somebody. Paid insider accounts were even created by what looks like someone at Eve to vote on the Eve spectrum. Was there multiple paid insider accounts? Multiple. More, paid, what they call paid shills. This is just some other stuff that has been around. Now you have, what was this one? This is just some stuff from the Hey Lewis, Doe Tech stuff, reporting on Doe monitors. And now here we are. This is just some stuff that's been happening all over the place. I don't know, I must have scrolled down too far, but this is disappointing. Now there is the Spectrum issue report. There's this as well. I found that on the firmware site here, and this is find the issue tracker here. It clicks in there. I'll try to post as many links as I can here, and then you can begin through and issue bugs. So if that's something, start issuing bugs, please, so Spectrum can start fixing these. But I wanted to kind of go down the route here. I know this video is long, but I kind of want to go over everything. I want to thank the Verge for doing what they did, as well as Stealth Optional, and then Kirk putting that information out there. I've done a lot of legwork here trying to get information, going through forums, finding that consumer forum, that was posted everywhere, keeping track of that, the issue. I think these are all things that Doe needs to put front and center until they get their reputation fixed. Me personally, I don't think that's going to be any short-term resolution. That's going to be a long-term thing. I also think that they need to do a better job of, going after and supporting and getting these firmware fixes in and staying on a timeline, a tighter timeline to get it out so that we can have confidence in them again. I don't know if that's ever going to come back though. I have very big reservations on their support side. If I'm contacting them, not getting a response back, even for asking about support of a monitor or either other questions and not getting anything back, I don't, if you get something back, kudos to you, and I'm glad you did, because if I have a problem with this monitor, I don't think it's going to be able to be fixed. I think I'm going to another monitor, and it'll be another monitor brand. I can guarantee you that, because it will not be Doe at this point in time. I can't, if my monitor were to go down underneath warranty, I need that fixed. I cannot just be like, oh yeah, they're not going to fix it, and even though they gave you a warranty and you paid for the warranty, it's they're just going to throw it out, and because you will not get support, which is a shame. They should respect their customers, especially the early adopters. Especially the late adopters. They need to respect every point in the line of the customers that supported you at first, right? Those are the customers that are going to have you long term. If you're going to screw them, you're not going to have a customer base, and you're going to hope for that these online retailers, which then, other news outlets are going to start asking. So you're supporting, how is your relationship with them and the products, and who knows, maybe that there's going to be a higher return rate over time as people find out things, because um, yeah, of negative things, and maybe you might lose retailers because of those negative things, right? And I think that Doe did not think about this in the long-term sense at all. They were thinking short-term, and this is what happens when you think short-term over long-term, or balance of the two. Well, welcome back. I'm interjecting here, making this video longer, but I think that this was a needed addition here. I did not see this article from The Verge here. I was emailing back, Kirk saying, "Hey, I'm getting my video finally done here. I know I promised you one here to get it out, and I do apologize it has taken me so long, but I'm trying to do my due diligence, and look, I missed something." So here it is. And the dough doesn't smell test. Oh, man, we can't speak right now. Doesn't pass the smell test. There we go. Here, take a look at it and go through. This is by Sean Hollister here. And read the article, and Doe, we really want to improve our reputation by not doing it. So now 42 and former Doe customers representing nearly $50,000 in sales tells The Verge that we were ghosted by the company after promising refunds on the ship date. Mostly say continue to be ghosted even after filling out the company's supposed rapid response form. Why is that, right? There are some success stories, I will say that, in this article here. You can see, there's a couple success stories. And some of them are saying, without your coverage, I'm convinced I would never receive the product he told me about, right? This is a good thing that we're seeing some success here. Um, but the neglected customers, they've even said, I think in here, some people had success with their warranties and stuff. By the way, I still have not received a communication from them on questions I have asked, on questions that I have, reached out to for support, monitor or whatnot. There's still problems with my monitors. I know how to work around it, but that has not happened. Now, they went through some of the options that you have. They kind of have some of the history in here and everything else. And, one question here that the writer asks is, one of the company's guiding principles is to leave its earliest supporters in the lurch. And, you know, here it is, and he kind of goes through that, right? The best interest of the company and operate is to generate profit by taking funds from our operation to pay for the remaining Fortress customers in one go. We would be affecting our actual customers by causing delays to the shipping of the product and the timeline. This is why we're gradually working to solve these problems, and things are looking to be on track for us to be able to allocate more funds to these efforts soon. So is that taking, the pre-order stuff and putting it into those refunds, which will cascade if you have another problem down the line of those people that have pre-ordered, and you're just kind of doing that over again, right? And leaving those customers out. Um, so Doe insisted that the refunds are high priority despite the ghosting. I've seen, and when asked Doe on which of its business operations are lower priority, Leal replied, the only task with higher priority is essential for the company's function, like shipping orders and paying suppliers and doing our bookkeeping. There are many tasks that are a lower priority until we process the full backlog, like hiring new team members, developing new projects, and most paid marketing activities, just to name a few. That doesn't compute for me. And so then the article goes on, that doesn't compute for me, as Doe has continually announced monitors after monitor during the time period covered by the emails I've seen. And if developing new projects is a lower priority than issuing refunds, then why did he tell me earlier that issuing refunds would negatively impact the product development timelines? I suspect it'd be in the best interest of Doe to stop promoting journalists who write stories like this one. I agree. And now there's a video out about this, and I will be contacting some of these retailers, asking them, um, how I really kind of even want to know how their operation with Doe is working, because that would be interesting if they are left out in the cold, or is it cold on something where Doe is taking money from them, or is it a thing of, hey, you have to send us the monitors and then we're paying you type scenario. I'm actually interested to see, but that is my interjecting here and making this video longer for you. I hope that you've all enjoyed it, and now back to the end of the video where this will be. So thank you so much for watching and having this little addition. And so I will post as many links as I hope YouTube does not dock me for posting too many links. You know how that goes. But I'll post, and the customers, the issue reporters, the Verge article, and the stealth optional article at least in there. And hopefully YouTube does not say you've posted too many. But here, I want to thank you so much for supporting Gray Overload and helping this channel grow. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as well. Share the videos. That is very helpful and really does help with the channel. I really do appreciate it. It's very, very helpful. And until next time, God bless.